terribly sorry. The car broke down. I didn't have a chance to get changed.
No, I like it. It makes me want to have a beer. How was the party?
Oh, well, it wasn't exactly a party. Anyway, shall we go back to our last meeting? How about the Joan Mitchell Foundation? They specialise in artistic legacy and archiving. They've developed a toolbox based on some case studies, including the artist June Quick-to-See-Smith.
Oh, is she coming to the party? I like the sound of her.
Yeah, and we can use the toolbox for your archiving purposes. You know, your articles, photographs, videos, research notes. Would you like to have a look?
Oh, I forgot to tell you actually that New Wave's food have started using this modified yeast that they can mould into the shape of a shark fin, and you don't actually have to use sharks.
All right, okay, well I suppose that sounds like a step in the right direction.
Yeah, kind of, but I mean, we still think as though we're eating a shark, even if it's just a substitute. Oh, that reminds me.
You mentioned that your archive is in a complete mess and your blog is way out of date.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know, I've been really busy. I've been trying to look into this home oxygen system.
Yeah, but do you care about the legacy you're going to leave behind?
I think I do. Yeah, I do.
So just thinking about the slideshow and your legacy, if you like, what's important about your legacy and being represented online for the future, posthumously?
I began making paintings, and I probably always will. And I had slides taken of them because there was no online when I began in 1999.
Yeah.
And those, I've recently had them, digital images made of them.
Yeah.
So, but I don't have them routinely available for anyone to see at this point.
Do you want to make them available for people to see?
I'm interested in the now.
Yeah. So the future doesn't matter to you?
The future at the moment doesn't matter. I had them all online. I had a sort of regular old catalogue.
Yeah.
Of what I'd done, and I took them all off.
How the things that are important to you will be left behind in terms of some kind of digital archive?
I've sort of thought about it, and I actually saw something online the other day which was that nowadays you can actually buy a tombstone.
Yeah.
So when you die, you get this tombstone, and actually when you get near it, it actually sends out its own signal, and it actually links you to that person's sort of web page, their Facebook, and that's sort of kept open for those people, so they have an actual something to look at and something to remember that person by. Because I think it's very important that you don't sort of mourn that person's loss, but you sort of remember the good times of their life.
Yeah.
And I want to have that sort of, so I'm looking into going into Facebook, and I'm looking into sort of more video documentaries about sort of like the disease, so looking at, so other people sort of look at it even if I'm not here, look at what it does to a person, or just that a person can live with it and have a very fruitful life, and it's not just like you have this disease and this is a sentence passed upon you.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
So is that how, so your digital legacy will be about coping with disease and the fact that you did all these amazing things. So is there anything else you'd like to represent in your digital legacy?
I'd like to represent sort of through my company that I've set up a theatre company which is called Invisible Until.
Oh.
And it sort of talks it talks about these sort of invisible things that are going on in our world. Sort of like Crohn's is an invisible illness, so that's something I want to bring to the sort of forefront of people's attentions. Things like dyslexia, things like being transgender, things like sexuality. Some of these things are sort of talked about in sort of hushed corners.
Yeah.
I mean, they are getting into sort of more public domain, but not enough that people are actually talking about them.
Considering the intellectual value of your digital assets, I think it's important that you shape your legacy now whilst you still can. Do you want to be misrepresented?
It's the professionalism of it all that I just can't stand it. It's so tedious and boring. The good thing about dieting is that things are less and less professional, less and less linear, and more murky and grey.
Well, there are some more playful options that we could consider.
I can't fucking wait. Come on then, tell me.
Post-death avatars. It's early days, but they're looking for people just like you.
Or people who are dying.
No, intelligent, creative, dynamic people.
What would I have to do?
Your consciousness is fed as data along with some DNA samples and texture mapping into an artificial intelligence robotic avatar. Now, the more data that they process now, the more advanced and accurate and evolved your avatar is going to be. It's based on repetition and information. Repetition, information.
So would it be a sort of better version of me, an improvement?
Well, let's have a look at this.
What is this?
Yeah, my niece surprised me with this little artwork. I can show you where they are now with Bina 48. Bina 48 is the most advanced humanoid robot they've got at the moment. Let's see our playlist.
The progression of this thing is...
Oh.
The progression of this thing is...
Oh dear, what's happening?
The progression of this thing is... The progression of this thing is starting small, and pretty soon it's just gonna be huge, and people are gonna say, why did we ever think people had to really die?
Amazing, isn't it?
Why did we think that?
I think you're right. I don't think people have to die. We are going to send our beams to space. We're going to have more Bina 48s.
I'm glad we agree. Anytime soon. Immortality is accomplished by creating consciousness in self-replicating machines that can be distributed throughout the cosmos.
I love it.
That's right. I definitely agree. And you're
It
the
is better
beginning.
to be approximately right than precisely wrong.
You're very right. But we have to wake everybody else up to that fact.
Why?
Because we want them to realize that death is optional. We're futurists.
Genesis? Genesis?
Genesis. Can you hear us, Genesis? We need you to give us a sign. We need you to tell us who you'd like to be your digital legacy contact.
Exactly.
You've got such a digital
A lot of
such a digital footprint.
All your materials online,
artistic
Genesis.
material,
Your Dropbox.
your personal contacts,
Even how are we gonna,
Bank accounts
we want to look
details.
through your DuckDuckGo,
Stuff on WhatsApp.
search history,
on virtual cabinets, all the things.
all of the reviews, all of your online reviews,
Your short films on Vimeo.
Flickr, you know, academic articles, and that's all open access.
Google
now.
Chat. We need to know
I don't
who
mind.
can do
I'm good
it.
with computers.
Maybe it should be me because I've known you for much longer.
I'd be happy to do it, Genesis. I feel I've got a good sense.
We're just going to
of what
go
would be
around,
involved.
and we're just going to go around and see if you give us a sign, okay?
Just give us a It could be me.
Like lights or something.
Could be me.
So you
one
just
of us.
vibrate, maybe just vibrate, and we'll take
one of
that.
us.
Could be me, Genesis.
Could be me. Could be me. You know. Just let us know now. please.
Genesis, if you want it to be me, just make any kind of sign. Any kind of sign at all. If you want it to be me.
Genesis, I don't mind doing it. I'm really good with computers and I can take a lot of data information. Just let me know if it's me, make a light or a vibration or just something. I want to help.
I can handle it, Genesis. Just choose me. Can do it. Trust me.
Please show us a sign.